All right, all right, all right. Welcome to the night show. I'm West Coast Wolf, your humble host. I have a real serious topic to discuss with you guys today. And let me tell you, it's been heavy on my mind for some time now. But I've gotten to the point where I'm tired of seeing people make these foolish mistakes based on emotion. An emotion that was conditioned within us to feel some type of way about what we consider to be family. So, as to get started, the topic for tonight is blood relatives versus family. If you want to be successful, know the difference. Now, there are several definitions uh, related to family. So, I'm going to read a couple to you, and I'm going to show you how we think as a black people in this nation called America. So, I want to say that of all the people in the world, the American black family is the most confused as to what they should be doing in their circle. It's because we've been conditioned to fight, to hate each other, to be abusive, to meet the needs of the white supremacist system that we live in America. So what I'm saying to you tonight is that I'm going to show you how your cultural feelings within deep within your DNA is in conflict with American culture and conditioning. So this is something that it's a heavy subject for me because a lot of people are not going to get this, and it's going to take their whole life. Hear me clear. It's going to take some people their entire life, the better part of 40, 50, 60 years, before they realize the points I'm going to bring you tonight. You may not agree, but for the most part, the black community is led by emotion. We are the most emotional people on this planet. And in America, we're the most emotional people in America. Why is that? Because we were God's first people. And when you're God's first people, you epitome of all emotions, traits, personality types that are considered to be what make us human. So of all the people, we are the most loving people. Of all the people, we can be the most angry people. Within all the people, we can be the most stressed people. Within all the people, we can be the most distraught and self because of the condition that we put in this country. So in this country, I'm going to show you how the family nucleus, the family arrangement has been used against us as a people. And for those who don't know, this broadcast is for the nation of black people in this country. Not just those who know me locally. It's for those who are sitting in their room somewhere by themselves, not sure how to go forward in their life with the right people. Well, I'm going to tell you some things that may affect some in a bad way, but it has to be said because there's too many misconceptions, and we're passing on miseducation to the future young ones coming up, and we cannot allow our young people to fall into the same traps that many of us have fallen into. With that being said, I'm going to discuss with you tonight family. Many people in the black community, in the black nation world, United States of America, black people, we believe that family is something that you were born into. That may be one definition, but I'm going to read you at least four definitions of what family can be considered. Definition number one, of which most are accustomed to in this country. Number one is a group of individuals living under one roof and usually under one head, household. Okay, so many people believe when they say family, this is something that is explained or no need to be explained. Okay, that's one set of class of thought. Number two, a group of persons of common ancestry, clan. Okay, now in the number two definition, most people use this very, very loosely when they say this is my family. I got to look out for my family. They mean most of the time when they say this, they're talking about the blood relatives. Okay, so number two, it discusses in detail who is considered a blood relative, a group of peer persons of common ancestry, means somebody in your family history with the same DNA running through their veins as you have. Okay, that's number two. Number three, a group of people united by certain convictions or a common affiliation, fellowship. Okay, that's the third definition. I like this one a lot better than the former two, and you'll see why in a minute here. The last one, number four, a group of things related by common characteristics, such as a closely related series of elements or chemical compounds. B, a group of soils with similar chemical and physical properties. There's a four definitions here. Now, which one do you identify with? Most people, if they want to keep it 100% real, they would say number two, a group of persons of common ancestry. I would definitely be against that. After living a life so far of 40 some plus years on this earth, I've become to realize things that I would not normally have realized in my life if I wasn't searching for something and looking for something. And what I see, knowing different cultures, knowing how people have been reared, and people who come to this country who are not born here, not raised here, I begin to see the differences. Now, in the black community, we hold above anything else two things: our religion, what we believe in, and number two, our family. Some put their religion over their family, some put the family over religion. You make your own decision. But my point here is to help some young people coming up, because the older ones in this country have decided who they're going to be. It's not going to change. But we can help some young people make some better decisions on how they go forward and lead in their life. And before you to make any good decisions about how you go forward and lead your life in the black community nationwide in America, you must understand a few key points. Number one, blood relatives are not necessarily your family. This might sound contradictory to a lot of people, but I'll explain. Your blood relatives were given to you. You did not choose them. And this goes from your mom and dad, sister and brother, on down the line. The reason why in a dysfunctional relationship in our families, for most people have dysfunctional families in the black community, most, not all, but most. And if you want to understand what dysfunctional is, you have to listen to other broadcasts that's on YouTube, and you look up and explain that. I'm not going to do that here today. But my point is, for you to understand your situation and why you have not found success in your life for whatever it is you want to do, you have surrounded yourself voluntarily or involuntarily based on your upbringing by people who not align with you. When I say chemically, I mean that some people are just inherently more focused on building and not destruction. No matter what dysfunctional environment they have been brought up into, some people are fighters. Some people have decided to raise themselves above their current situation. And some people have decided to lay down and just go with the flow and take whatever happens and decide to go along with the common people, the broad people, those who are going in masses in the wrong direction. This is, to me, a chemical imbalance. Some people fight the conditioning. Some people go along with the conditioning. I'm not sure why, who decides to be fighter, who does not decide to be fighter. We all have free will, but some have a harder time fighting negative, dysfunctional responses from those they consider family, their blood relatives. For example, tonight I'm going to tell you, if your mother or your father or both are destroying you mentally, I'm going to tell you this is your blood relatives, and they will debate upon you saying this is your family. Yes, blood relatives. I will say that if your family, any different one, is seeking to destroy you mentally, you must remove yourself from that arena. You must remove yourself from that person that is destroying and not putting love and blessings into your life. Now, if your mom and dad have had a few problems, which a lot of them do, but they have still raised you to the point where they didn't abuse you, they didn't mistreat you on a major level, you must still look after your parents. This is from God. You do the best you can. I'm not telling you to not love anyone in your family, anyone in your blood relatives. But what I am saying, if you want to be successful in this life, you must align yourself with those who chemically sound and like you. Because a lot of people in your circle are not going to be productive. They're not going to be loving. They're not going to have your best interest at heart. And the real reason why the black community in most dysfunctional movements, I will say dysfunctional because you look far enough, there will be some dysfunction to the point where things will break down. What I'm telling you is, young people, if you're going to decide to be successful in your life, you must find those people who are like-minded you. Find those people who are going to build and bless and put blessings into you, not destroy you. So those you consider family, which are your blood relatives, you must remove yourself from that arena. Because if you want to be successful, you're not going to find success in a dysfunctional environment. You're just not. I've been 40 plus years on this earth, and there's not one person who surrounded himself with this environment and stayed in that environment after they get to the point they're old enough to make their own decisions. There's not one person that I know had a successful life who stayed in that arena. Why am I telling you this? Because the black community of African descent, we have inculcated within our DNA so deeply that our family is all important. White supremacist conditioned system that we live in has twisted that because we're now aligning ourselves with dysfunctional people. Because if this person is your mother or your father, you cannot release your emotional grip upon those in your immediate family or extended family to save your own life, because it is so deeply entrenched in your DNA that you love these people. And I'm not saying you can't love them, but it's so deeply entrenched in your family that you love these people that you don't know when to get out. For example, in our community, who align themselves with totally destructive people because the love they have for them will not allow them to break free. So you always have a glimmer of hope in every scenario, in every circle. I see a glimmer of hope, but I've not seen one person in all my years live a successful life when they're surrounded by those who are not really family. Because a family will celebrate you. A family will love you, will cherish you, will nurture you, will support you. Really think about what I'm telling you tonight. Because let me give you an example. There's a lot of people with huge families. But why is it that a lot of times these people still have nowhere to live? These people still have no resources whatsoever. Why is that? Because they are not aligned with family. They're aligned with blood relatives. It is not the same thing. And I will caution everybody who thinks it is to look deep within that circle and the people that they know, because I guarantee you, you will not have to go no more than 3 or 4 people outside your immediate circle to find true examples of why this is not the case. I've never seen anyone successful in their life make it, people along in their journey. Because you can go from the rap stars, you can go to the Hollywood celebrities, you can go to anybody local in town who's making a successful living. You will always find within a few years, destruction happens. Could it be drugs? Could be abuse in the home? Could be bad divorces? You look far enough into that, you will find that the culprits involved who actually spearheaded that destructive and that demise, it was some negative blood relatives in their circle. There's no excuse for anybody with a large family to be homeless. There's no excuse for anybody with a large family to not have love in their family. There's no excuse for anybody with a sizable family not to have resources. This is all because of the conditioning to hate each other, the conditioning to work against each other. This is why the black result in America is what it is today, because too many people are aligned with the wrong people. I see it every freaking day, and I'm so tired of watching this happen. So this broadcast is for those who live in dysfunctional environments, those who don't understand what family really is, those who are not fighting their conditioning, because most of us have been conditioned negative be a positive. For example, some of the rap music, we're all guilty of it. Some of it is even the ones now on the radio are just totally ridiculous. I think Future is talking about popping Molly's and Percocet as if this is some drugs you should be really happy about. It's just simply amazing to me the things that they allow themselves to promote. It's simply amazing, and our young people are eating this stuff up as if it's the best thing since sliced bread. So we got to ask ourselves, how is the tide going to turn? I'm going to tell you how it's going to turn. The tide's going to turn when we decide to separate physically, emotionally, spiritually from those people who don't want to surrender to the ideology of what family really is. This is the only way the black Americans will survive in this country going forward, because we have reached a time where no longer needed in this country. And if we continue like this for another few years here, they will find a way to remove the rest of us here. Now, me and Marshall, we just go see a movie, War of the Planet of the Apes. I don't really want to give you a spoiler on the whole thing, but I would caution everybody, you need to watch the first one. Watch Planet of the Apes 1, the second one, and this third one. And I'm going to tell you, I see a common line in this whole movie set. And I'm going to tell you something. White supremacists, they put their thoughts on paper, and they put it on the big screen. If you think these movies that we're seeing are all about just imaginative stuff that can never happen, there's a common line in this movie series right here. I'm going to tell you, beyond a reason of a shadow of a doubt, you need to watch all three of those movies, because I'm going to tell you right now, the Planet of the Apes movie set, the apes are black people. If you didn't know that, I'm telling you, that's what it is. These are black people. The movies can hide whatever they want to hide, but I'm going to just tell you up front, the Planet of the Apes movie series is about black people against white people. Put whatever twist they want to put on it. But if you watch those movie sets, it's very realistic. They have shown their way of putting their ideas in movies. And the psychology of the white supremacists are, the black people are no longer needed here. We're trying to find a way to get rid of them. And this last one, I'm going to tell you, this last movie set, go see it. I maybe make a broadcast about it next time. But I encourage you all to go to Netflix, go on Redbox, watch the first two sets, and then watch this third one, because it's going to blow your mind. If you're a awake person in the world, it's going to blow your mind. So what I'm telling you tonight, family, is this. The reason why I firmly believe there's really not a lot of hope for the American black family if we don't separate is because there's too many people who are fighting against progress because they don't know how to get out of their own way. They've been conditioned to believe family, stick close to family. They've been taught this from birth onward. Stick close to family. But family, with the right mindset, family is not necessarily blood relatives, you see. Because I'm going to tell you something. I've seen people lose their life behind not having the right family in their circle, not having the right blood relatives around them, not having the right influence in their life. And it's sad to see that you're going to go through a lot of heartbreak and heartache before a lot of our people realize this. And the reason why we're not going forward in this country is pretty much over in my mindset. It's remnants left of what was great in some opinion, but we made this country great. We made the soil great. We made the economy good for other people. We didn't make it great for ourselves. You follow me? So what I'm saying to you is this. That's why the BABC represents the last of what's good in Black America. That's why I promote, I support separation. Because you cannot raise and nurture a real Black family in the neighborhoods we live in today. They've been degraded to a great degree. And you can find a prosperous Black neighborhood, there's no Black bank. There's no real good school system of just Black people. It's always diversified with everybody else. And then when everybody else is involved in it, the promotion for the agenda for what the programs they have is for people to cater to the other races. And I'm sorry. I'm so tired of catering to everybody else. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of promoting that because the truth is we can all be kumbaya together. But in the result, the other family members, the other cultural conditioned people to look out for their own race. And in the result, they're going to find a way to tip the scales for their own people. Black folks, on the other hand, are not doing that. So it don't make sense for us to mix and put ourselves in a situation to where we're diversified with every other national group, a cultural group. It makes no sense. For a solid-minded people, yes, we could probably do that. But we have so many dysfunctional issues we have in our community that we must separate and isolate ourselves to some degree to fix those issues that we have. And you can't bring, quote unquote, your blood relatives, aka your family. You cannot. Because what you feel, what you believe, in most cases is not what they believe. You may have some identities, same blood running through you, but ideologically different. So I'm telling you, about a reasonable doubt, young people, do not align yourself with your dysfunctional family members because these people do not have your best interest at heart and will take the strength, all the strength that you muster, prayer and whatever you do to connect with God. You must muster all you can to separate yourself from people who will destroy you. And if you cannot do this, Black family, you cannot do this, Black people, you will live a very unsuccessful life. I've seen people pass away. I've seen sisters and brothers fight over stuff. I've seen sisters and brothers steal other people's stuff. I've seen sisters and brothers fight and sue other brothers and sisters. In a family arrangement in Africa, a lot of the time, they stick together. Most of the time, stick together. I got friends in Africa right now, and when there's a death in the family, everybody chips together to help pay for the funeral cost. One person has something, they make sure everybody has something. In America, we've lost that, but we still have it deep within us to want that longing for our family, longing for our people. But the problem with that is we have it switched on the reverse on the inside of a lot of our brains to where we want this thing, but we can't have this thing because mentally we're not prepared because of the dysfunctional condition that we live in this country to hate, to destroy, to hurt our brothers. But what you must do to build strength, family, you must find other like-minded people and separate with these people to build a real family structure. You follow me? Because it will not happen any other way. For example, brothers say, oh, people scared to go to the hood. No. It's not about being scared to go to the hood. Not at all. Our people are there. Some good people in the hood. But the point is this. How you deal in the hood. How you respond to people in the hood. It can be totally different than other people. And the reason, and when you're different than people you are actually trying to help and assist, for example, if somebody's drowning, you're trying to help this person survive in 10, 20 feet water, some people will kill you, and you're trying to help them. I just got a report on the news of the day in Chicago. a black community activist, I believe a black community activist was shot, and it might have been a drive-by, and they said the news report said that trying to keep the violence down in Chicago, and he got killed. You see right there? Case in point. This person paid with their life, trying to change situations that are beyond their control. No one person can change what's happening in the community. It's by design, family. They designed it to be this way. Chicago, Detroit, Flint, Michigan, that's by design. This is an experiment, okay, for them to find out how they can get rid of these people. They're not dying fast enough. So we want to make it an issue to where we have to send the feds in there. Martial law. I believe at some point, maybe even concentration camps for some of the big cities that's considered to be mostly black folks in there, and they can't take it back. They want Chicago back. They want Detroit back. They want Flint back. So they must move you out of the inner cities. So I just feel like I'm waiting for some reason to come up, something to spark these ridiculous politicians to come in and try to destroy our people in those cities. Because the inner cities that are wanted back by the young, white, affluent Indian and Asian Americans. So how do you get rid of a predominantly black city like Chicago, Detroit, Flint, Michigan, when these people will not leave? The young children want to make sure it's safe to go back into those communities. So what they do, they're going to find a way to remove those people from that area. I remember reading an article in Australia. They couldn't get the Aboriginal people, the black people of the Australian area, they couldn't get them to leave. So what the government did, they came in and they moved them to whole other area. Disrespectful. So I caution your family as you go forward, because we're going through some trying times right here in this country. And I need you to understand something too, that we only have two options left. We're going to separate and build, or it's going to be some bloodshed. Now, as a community, I'm not going to promote somebody to go out there killing anybody, but I'm just telling you what's going to be left to do. There's nothing left to do if you're not willing to separate, because the crime's going to come to your door at some point. And unfortunately for a lot of people who don't understand and think this is just some broadcast and they can just pass on and focus on something else, they're going to find it the hard way. And a lot of folks ain't going to make it out of the situation, because there's a lot more people in the street that's harder than you. Because no man is an island, no woman is an island. And unfortunately for a lot of people, they're giving our sisters jobs over us. They seemingly have given some power over us. Let me tell you something, sisters and brothers. The women of our community cannot control the community. They cannot protect the community. They cannot stop it from going into a boiling situation to where they burn it down. They can't. Although they saw our sisters giving them better jobs and better resources than we have as men, it will not stop pending destruction of our communities and our neighborhoods, because they will not allow it. And the young children who don't have a father to teach them discipline and respect for the young sisters and brothers and the older sisters and brothers, they will take over. They will take over. And there's no sisterhood in America that can stop young fatherless boys from taking that area over. If you believe that, I got some land to sell you too. Beachfront property. So I'm telling you tonight, family, it's better for you to align yourself with real family members, those who have your back, like I've done for many years now at this point. But I'm so tired of seeing my brothers and sisters. I'm watching them. I'm so tired of them falling apart and making really bad decisions because they don't know how to choose family versus blood relatives. And this, I'm going to tell you something, outside of the white supremacy system that we live in, white supremacy is our first problem in this country, the system that we live in. But number two problem is aligning ourselves with people who are not family. So with that being said, I'm opening the line for some calls, some questions, some dialogue. Press 1 on your phone, and we will discuss it. I know somebody got something to say about this. Press 1 on your mobile phone. I will see your hand raised, and we can discuss whatever's on your mind. Also, while you're thinking about making a comment, Dr. Umar was on Roland Martin the other day, and he had a panel set up. They pretty much ambushed him, talked about his school, talked about his name, talked about his credentials, and he handled it very well. But just to see these black folks on the panel go in on him so bad, They had no clue what they were talking about. The sister on the panel really gave him a hard time. Called him a liar. He called her a coon. But the point I'm making is this: these people were in prominent positions to be on the Roland Martin show, and all they had to say was negative attacks on Dr. Umar. And you don't never see people like that attacking the white supremacists that run this country. It's amazing to me that people have so much to say to their own brothers and sisters when they try to do something good for us, but they have little to say about the racists, known racists that they have in this country. It's just amazing to me. That's why I said, you know what, family? It's not popular to be for real family anymore. It's not popular. And even Dr. Umar said in another dialogue with a different group of people after that interview, he said that much as we hate to admit it, there's more people who are here to protect the status quo system of white supremacy than it is people who want to live it the African community type of living, where we have positive reinforcement. We have our own jobs for our own people. We help to take our people, support our people. There's more nigga shit going on in the community than it is people who are doing positive, uplifting stuff. This is the truth. I've been saying this for a long time. Well, Dr. Umar said maybe somebody gonna believe that, but it's more of them than us. So how you gonna build strength when you mix with these people? You can't. So people need to get themselves together, decide who you're gonna align yourself with, and move forward. It's that simple. It's that freaking simple. And until we do it in this country, I swear to you, I'm not joining no mixed movements. I'm not doing no damn marching. I'm not wasting my freaking time with people who don't know what the hell they're doing. Because if I look in your audience and I see people that don't look like me, I know you're not for us. You for everybody. And for everybody ain't going to get us where we need to go. Understand that, family. We can't get where we need to go by using everybody else. Sometimes to me, I feel like it's a symbol of weakness in some ways for people to align with other people and say we're going to save the world type of stuff. I'm sorry, family. You ain't going to save the world like this. It's not going to happen. Because I could be the best, most innocent white person in the country. One thing I will promise you is this. If I'm all pro-black for black people and I'm white, I don't have no power. Because the people who run this country will shut you down. So what good is it to align yourself with simple-minded or average Joe, white and non-white people in a movement to help black people? What good is it? People going to argue all day long. I don't really care. But the truth is this. In the end result, everybody takes care of their own people first, but black people. Even in prison. I got a brother that did 8 years. I got friends that did time. And everybody says the same thing. When you get locked up, you better go to your people. You're going to get the black people over here. If you're going to be the Muslims over here, you're going to be the black gorilla family. You're going to be with the Bay Area boys, whatever it is. You're going to be whoever you're going to be with. It's going to be black folks. Ain't going to be no black, ain't going to be no white mixing in one group. No. The Aryan Brotherhood is over here. The Mexican Mafia is over here. You follow me? So why is it in the worst system that you can deal with, lock up in prison, everybody goes back to their race first? Why is that? Because you were born, whatever you're born into, you're born a black man first, a black woman first, black child, black girl first, black boy first. Everything else you learn in this life will happen after that. And I've been saying for a long time. Dr. Umar said it more eloquently, but I'm saying for a long time. If you don't understand your place in this world, get a clue. Look around you. Because black people have been getting knocked off by these race soldiers for a long time now. I just saw a video the other day, family. This young boy, his mama screaming and yelling at the police, talking about how bad he was treating her son. That boy wasn't doing nothing. He was a big boy, like he might have been big for his age. Like he's about 13, 14, whatever, 12. He put that boy in the wrist lock, turned him on his back, put his knee in his back. I swear, it was so bad. It angers me so much because you know what? It's so many ways to deal with this. But only I can't tell you what they are. It's best we separate. Okay? And those young people who don't have the family structure at home, find us. You can find us on Facebook. Go to the Bay Area Black Community. You can you can follow us on Twitter at Bay Area Black. You can find us on the website. Contact us to our website, www.bayareablack.org. There's many ways, family, that you can find people who have their mind screwed on right, their head on right, they're sound-minded in judgment, and moving forward as a group. You don't have to be alone out here in the Bay Area from here to Sacramento. If you are a person, you feel alone, and you don't have anybody in your circle, come talk to us. We can help because we're getting ready to make some moves, family, and we're looking for the right people. So I see a hand will go up here. My brother C, I'm going to let you talk. My brother, go ahead. Talk to me.
What's happening?
Hey. How you doing?
I'm just overwhelmed, man. I'm overwhelmed. You know, I'm a person. I'm going out there putting in work. You know, looking for the right people, and we're out there, but we're hard to find. We're hard to find, and you know me, Sean. I done put in a lot of work trying to find the right people. But then I was thinking about some of my own family members. You know, honestly, this is the thing. This may be why people aren't responding. People, if you be honest about it, it's some people in your family that I don't even want to say it. I mean, it's some people I just don't want to deal with. Some D4s, some D5s.
You see, you don't want to say it, right?
Some moody people, some people that have all this different emotional stuff that's going on. It's just, you know, it just takes you backwards, you know. So I was talking to a friend of mine. He's a ways away. I'm hoping he's listening in. And we were just talking about family and how you know, they seem like they're with you, they're there for you, and they're really not. In the long run, who's your real family? You know, there's some people that are actually my blood relatives, and I just don't consider them my family. You know, I'm working on my brother in L.A. I'm working on him, and I just been feeding him a little bit of information bit by bit, you know, and I'm hoping that he's going to come along, you know, come around. That thing about what you were saying about the radio, this is one of the main things. You know, I used to be a DJ, and it's one of the main things that holds us back are these songs, the way they're made, and people don't even realize that if you're not saying the right stuff, if you're not talking about pants sagging and bitch, and if you're not talking the right stuff, they're not gonna release your album. I mean, what is that telling you? What is that telling you? These people are not on your side. They are part of just taking the black man down as far as he can go. That's what it's all about. That's what they're all about, you know. And I'm not really. I had to think about this thing about separation, right? It's not that I don't like white people. It's not that. But we just don't need them right now. We need to be doing our own thing for ourselves. They're not going to help. Can't you tell? Haven't you waited long enough? They're not going to help you. They're not there for you. And the ones that want to help you, they don't have any power. All the ones with power, they're not going to help you. They're teaching their kids right now. I just watched this one clip about, I don't know if you've seen it, about the teacher. She took her cell phone around in her school, right? And some of the kids, I mean, these are young kids, but they're not that young. They are being trained by their parents racism. She went into her classroom. They had the Sambo look with the black, super black with the big gigantic lips and stuff. Yeah. All these clips in there and stuff. Then she went down to the other classroom, down to the Mexican teacher's classroom. They had a bunch of drawn in, look like brick walls built across the front of her doorway. You know, this wall that Trump is talking about building. These are kids. This is what their parents are teaching them. Hatred, and whatever words you want to use for it. Hatred, racism, devil worship, whatever word you want to use for it. This is what's being taught to these kids. This is what these white people are teaching their kids right now. It's just hatred. This is ugly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I tell people all the time, if you think the kids that you see acting like that, calling black people nigga, I don't care if it's Mexican, white, whatever it is, they learn that from their parents. They would not utter certain things if their parents wasn't doing it. It's just a fact. This is how it works. If you saw something on TV and you said something like that, it's because your father or your mother said it. They ain't just going to go ahead and say something on TV like that. Young kids, 6, 7 years old, no. It's because
but it's also the radio.
Exactly.
It's also the radio. It's the radio too. It's the radio and the songs. The only songs that are gonna get popular. If you're not talking about nigga this and nigga that, if you ain't talking like that, you're not getting on. You're not getting no airtime.
That's right. Because the Jews control the big record labels, and they know that as long as the black man and black woman is at the bottom, everybody else will prosper. Everybody else will prosper. That's why I said, if you cannot raise your children in an environment like this, how are you going to survive? This is what people don't really want to realize. The ones on the phone who have children in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, your grandkids, maybe in 60s, you got grandkids. The point is, when you lay down and they bury you in this earth, your children are being left with a system that they ain't going to be able to handle. So it's your job to make way for them. You got to control and protect their environment until they get enough to have some good sense to make good decisions on their own. If you ain't gonna do that, you might as well not have children. I'm sorry, because it's over for them when you lay down. If you ain't putting nothing down for them, I know families right now, a lot of single parent homes who have a lot of daughters, right? And all the women try to do is protect their daughters from men in the street, the hoods. They try to keep them busy, keep them going. They lie to them. They do whatever. You know what? When you lay down, when you go, if you don't give them the game to go with, they still gonna fall prey to the very people you don't want to fall prey to. They're gonna fall prey to them anyway if you don't teach them stuff to go with. An uneducated person will fall for a lot of stuff. They're educated, so they'll fall for anything. This is the mistake that people make. And when you got 3 jobs to work, you can't watch your children. You can't. One day they're gonna get away from you because you're not giving them the information and teaching that they need. And sometimes that's gonna require somebody outside of you.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
That's the truth. Hey, Sean. So I just wanted to say this one last thing. I just got in from work. I'm still gonna be listening, but I still got my work. I got my work clothes on and everything, but I couldn't miss this one. But I did want to say that I love my people, and I just want to help. I can only help the ones that want to help themselves. And that's what I meant to tell you. That's what me and my friend were talking about. It's just some people that just don't deserve that. You're wasting your time. Some of these people, you are wasting your time. And if they're not at least looking for help, I can deal with you. If you don't know what to do, how to do it, where to go, how to go about doing it, I can help you. But if you're not trying to even get any help, I have to let you float your own boat. That's it.
That's it. I appreciate you, brother.
Got to keep it moving.
I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, absolutely right, my brother. And I always tell people on the phone call who don't want to comment, you may fall prey to some things I talked about tonight, and that's okay. But there's a saying: when you know better, you do better. Whatever happened to you in your first part of your life, it wasn't your fault. You didn't know better. But I'm telling you, for the second part of your life, don't make the same mistake that we've all made going forward. And it's funny. I was watching something on the Breakfast Club interview with DMX. Okay, everybody said DMX had a lot of problems. DMX said something else profound to me, and it's so true. He said, "You know what? He has asthma, and he passed out. He went outside in the cold weather with nothing on, hardly, doing what he do, and he passed it out there. Had an asthma attack out there. He said, you know what? People take for granted what it is to when you die. Okay, you see TV, it tells you." As your last breath, you got to say that last sentence on. Take care of my children, and they just die. Okay. He said, well, you know what? In real life, when I caught that asthma attack, I just passed out. I almost died. I didn't have a chance to say no last words, none of that stuff you see on TV, and it's true. So, my point to you is this: if you knew your expiration date in this world, if you knew you were going to die within a year or two, what kind of life would you live? You think about that. Would you spend all your time with people who are negative, who don't bless you, who don't they call celebrate you, who not loving you? Who would you spend your time with? I actually believe that if you're strong enough, you're gonna spend your last days on this earth with those who are really your family. And a lot of times that's your friends. Like myself, Dr. George C. Fraser said something profound to me too at one of the Power Networking conference that he gives, the one black conference every year he gives. He said, your friends are God's way of apologizing to you for your relatives. Think about that for a minute. Your friends is God's way of apologizing to you for your relatives, for your family. And if you really think about what he meant, what he said in that, if you really think about that, he's right. Because let's just say all you had was negativity around you in your blood relatives that you call family. That's all you knew. You would live a very self-destructive life. And here's the kicker point is this. You wouldn't know where to get advice from because those you trust, those you want to be down with, those you want to be cool with, those are the very ones that are destroying you. So you're getting advice from dysfunctional people who are looking to destroy you. Funny as that might sound, I know a lot of people who've done it. I've watched it happen. How would you bring the person in your house that's going to steal from you? You know what I'm saying? People have literally, not just figuratively, but also literally, people have literally brought people into their house and their family members and have stolen from them. You ask yourself why they would do that. Well, this is the environment they know. And it's sad, but this is what they know, and they'll never be successful. And it's sad to watch this happen. They'll never win in their life. And I ain't got to be no rocket scientist. I ain't got to be a God's angel to know that. I've seen this happen too many times in no family. And it's just that you can't help them because when I was doing life insurance, I had a business card with a life jacket on it, a life preserver on it. And you know what it said? I had a slogan on my card that said, be a part of your own rescue. Okay? So what that means, if I throw you a life preserver, reach your ass out and catch it. Because the boat is moving when I give it to you. It's a lot of rope. It's enough slack in that rope, the life jacket your way for you to grab on, and we pull you out of that situation. Them shark infested waters that you're in. But when that boat go far enough away, and that line straighten out, if you ain't got no swimming skills, you ain't gonna catch that life preserver, and you're gonna drown out there with them sharks, and them sharks in your family. So I caution everybody to think about your situation, because I'm going to promise you, this on everything I love. I know what I'm saying. And you're going to lose. And some people are going to lose now and wake up. Some folks going to wake up at 75, at 70 years old. If God give you that much room in this earth, you wake up at 70, 60, 50, whatever God give you on this earth. You're going to wake up realizing you've been hurt by more people that's got the same blood that runs through the veins than people outside. And I'm going to tell you something that's by design, because everybody knows in the white supremacy system who created what happens, we call America, home of the free, joke. They know that black people are twisted that way. We are family first. But yet, we don't know who our family is no more. So, with that being said, family, I hope you guys got a good lesson tonight. You guys follow us on YouTube, the Bay Area Black Community. This is our whole over 1,000 member base. You guys learn from that. Oh, we have one question before I go. Here we go. Welcome to the call.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Calvin Amayabu. I'm out of here in Washington D.C. area.
Okay.
I catch you every now and then. Moved out here from the Bay Area.
Okay. All right. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I just wanted to make a remark on what you were saying about family, because it's really a double-edged sword what you're saying. Because like you're saying, we're taught to appreciate our family, but on the other hand, we're going through so much with our family that us to survive personally or individually, we gotta gotta jetson some of those family members that are holding us back. But I wanted to make a comment about a film I had just recently seen, Moonlight.
Okay. I saw that
which
too.
I believe, yeah,
Caught me off guard, though. Caught me off guard. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, because it has been given the accolades. I think they gave it, the highest award for a movie this year. And I never saw it until just recently. I knew it was a black film. A lot of actors that I like were in it. But once I sat down and saw what it was about, the dysfunctional family. Yeah, black folks have always had the dysfunctional family. But when they start to put in those, different, those ideas that they want black Americans to have, for example, homosexuality. That's not culturally something that Africans do. And
right.
They really put that in that film for our children to see. I, as a parent, I was just kind of like appalled. Like, I can't allow my son to watch this, film. But those types of films and that type of thinking is what our children are being taught today, and it kind of it leads more to just the dichotomy in the family, the different heated issues in the family that's causing us to be so dysfunctional.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Thinking about another point that I was going to mention. I know several millionaires or mid-7 millionaires, and do you know the things I'm telling you guys today, they practice? People might look from the outside looking in, you would say, that rich dude he's just conceited, he's just selfish. No, they cut people off in their quote-unquote family for those people who were trying to hurt them. They were not able to make the money that they make and do what they've been able to do with the same people in their life. People don't realize that part of it. But I've noticed the ones who are successful, they've cut off people in their family, not because they were greedy, not because they were cold. A lot of people did not celebrate them, did not support them, did not have their best interests at heart, just jealous. And they cut them people off. And they were able to be successful by doing so. Because let me tell you something. The black family in this country, put yourself in a dark room with 4 people in your family. Then somebody takes out your brother, swaps him in for a lookalike, but gives him a knife, and somebody who hates you to death will literally kill you if you go to sleep. But you look at everybody, you look in the group, all you see is people who look like your family members. Those people are your brothers and sisters. But one of them has a knife looking for you to go to sleep so he can stab you in your back. This is what we're dealing with in American black society right now. You see, this is why.
I say that's a new thing. Because, we've always had dysfunction and dysfunctional family.
Here in slavery,
sure. Here in America. Yeah, here in America. Once we landed on the shores, whether it was, North America, the islands,
right.
Central America, South America, all our joint was dysfunctional.
But not to this level.
Not to this level. The difference between, us coming as Africans then and us now is we knew exactly who the enemy was back then.
Right.
It's different ideas, the different distractions that's got us right now. We don't know who the enemy is. We think each other are the enemy.
But I caution you also. Also, my brother, I'll tell you this. You're looking at 3 generations with crack cocaine, heroin in the community, 3 generations of fathers not in the home anymore, 3 generations of people who are not growing up in any kind of family structure, raising themselves, just winging it. So now it's really bad. It's to the point it's really reached an all-time high. This is what we're dealing with right now because the repair situation, you can't talk to grown people who 30-some years old, who have children on their own. The things they've been through in their life is to reach them. Is like they've been twisted so bad. You got to find people who have had enough fight left in them and join with them and repair each other, help each other go forward. And then you can go back and grab people of a higher dysfunctional level. You follow me? So you're never gonna beat a wild bear with with harsh language and a couple of sticks. You get about 10, 15 people together, you know, with some real weaponry. You can maybe challenge a bear, but you ain't gonna challenge no bear by yourself. And the bear in the community is a dysfunctional level of people in the community that's to the point where they will end up killing you before you get some reaction of change. And this is what I tell people all the time. It sounds good. It sounds good for talking points. People telling me, oh, I can go in the community. I just done this, I've done that. Yeah, that sounds good for talking points. But you ain't met the right type of people yet. You ain't went to the harshest community neighborhoods yet to tell me what you can change because you are that person. I'm telling you, it's a numbers game. Today you might be able to change somebody. Tomorrow you can lose your life. Like the brother who was in Chicago, community activist brother trying to help people in the community and got shot. So it's like, nobody's afraid to go to the hood, but I'm saying it's a numbers game. And if nobody is loving you, celebrating you, you don't know. You might hit that one. You might come across that one person ready to stab you in your back. Because I'm telling you something. It's easy for the white supremacists in the system to infiltrate the black neighborhood and pay somebody to knock you off who don't give a damn about his own people. It's very easy to do that. But try to challenge somebody who are really family. You're going to have a problem. That's why I say everybody need to go see the movies, The Planet of the Apes. Go see 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to have a discussion on that in a couple of weeks before you can understand.
I'm from the old school. I seen all the old ones. They got the same premise.
With Charleston Heston.
And they had suspected that we were supposed to revolt in the 90s. And that revolt did show up. But, the way that it panned out, as far as, if you remember the early 90s, Nelson Mandela, just getting out of prison, us fighting for, against apartheid here.
Right.
What was it? The riots were happening in L.A. That was, predicted. And, it kind of got crushed in a way because, the family was so spread apart. We didn't have the organization that we needed.
Right.
All the different distractions that we have, the different ideas that now have come into our community that we didn't have before, that we have to contend with. So,
and now it's so point people don't know who they are anymore. That's so it's really bad. You see young people, they got heart, but they don't have no leadership ability. Then you got people who got leadership ability but no heart. So we got to merge the two.
Yeah.
Follow me? We got soldiers with no commander. And we got a commander with no soldiers. That's where we are right now.
Exactly. So yeah, it is about that. I agree with you. It's gonna take a group of us to separate, create a solid organization.
Thank you.
Thank you. Those folks from the '60s, James Baldwin, he said there's a political hesitation amongst black people. The fact that we haven't started our own political party, is a political hesitation. It shows how the lack of maturation or maturity that we have. We're stuck in one point because we haven't made that decision to do that. And my people here on the East Coast, we're ready to just go ahead and say, hey, it's time for us to go ahead and start a party, but it needs to be a national party where we're connected with the folks in, Baltimore, Philly, New York, Oakland, LA, St. Louis, New Orleans, Atlanta, Miami. It has to be a national party with like-minded minds,
Right. That's one thing, bro. We need that, but we also need to have food and shelter too.
Yeah,
we need to have food and shelter on the local level. That's what we need that too. Food, shelter, and jobs. Work. I'll say work, not jobs. Food, shelter, and jobs. Because if somebody can't eat, they ain't talking about nothing politically. You feel me?
They don't care nothing. We don't care nothing about that right there.
Yeah. And the white supremacists know that. They realize that too.
Yeah.
They realize that.
I hear that.
All right, my brother. Well, thanks for the call, my brother. You keep listening on. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. We out here in D.C. We got you, man.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all. Well, that's if anybody knows today right there, we're gonna go forward into the show because I don't want to take people too long, but Just review what you missed. You need to rewind back. I'm going to have it on YouTube. You guys like us on YouTube, follow us on YouTube, hit the broadcast, and go back over some points that we talked about that you may have missed. But I'm telling you, promise you, family, I bet my life on this. This is the reason why black folk ain't gonna, in this country ain't gonna get nothing significant done until you handle the family versus relatives argument. Until you handle that argument, family, you ain't gonna move forward in your life. Everybody I know who've done it, made millions of dollars. Those who've made it successful in their life, balancing everything, balance family, balance everything. They got that handle, family. You ain't got that handle. Understand you're gonna have some serious trauma in your life, and you wake up one day hurt and broken and not knowing why. It's because those you consider to be family are just your blood relatives and not the opposite. So good night, family. Let's get together. Let's separate. Have a good night.
Separate when you notice it's something great. Hate to hate, but I'm shaking up all the fake. About the powers for our kids. We gotta save it so they can easily live. Least for my people ain't treated equal. Tired of sequels. Stories bore me. Lies kill glory. Black so beautiful, matter before me. Before extinction, we won't be preaching. Feet can't be marching. Hey, that shit go in the coffin. Black sis, black thoughts, whites want us cut off. Right now, get rid of coons in the room. Don't assume we clean here, fuck the rear. Ain't no luck, that tool truck, we know war. Life on line, we gotta fight from the core. Outnumber, we pull back, but come around and flank you. Race soldiers don't fight you, gotta think like they do. Blaze trails we walk through, work together, don't disagree. One mom, black carpool, running over them enemies. I'ma tell you what needs to be. You gon' see what you wanna see. We gon' do what we gotta do. Roads we live after you. Well past my children too. Yeah. Man,